Hey, I'm Katie Miller, a course creation coach and social media strategist navigating business, motherhood, and life while calling BS along the way. If you are tired of the overwhelming amount of information we have access to these days and are confused about where to even begin, you're in the right place. Join me as I talk with small business owners to sort it all out and give some tips to move your business forward. Today we're talking about why more content does not equal more value. I've talked about this whole idea in terms of social media, but I think it's time to talk about it in terms of digital products. And I kind of have the same perspective. So information overload in general is not a good thing, but when it comes to courses and digital products especially, information overload can lead to low completion rates, and that's a problem. We don't want that. We don't want to have low completion rates with our digital products. We don't want people to not buy our digital products and not use them because we want that feedback. So this is crazy because I had a conversation with my clients a couple months ago. And they were saying that they saw a course that had 132 modules or something like crazy like that. I'm going to tell you, no one is ever completing that course, ever. No client is ever going to purchase that course and ever getting through all of those unless there's a cash prize. That's it. And more content does not mean more value. Just because somebody put in tons of value, tons of content and tons of modules and tons of videos and put in they threw up everything that they knew in their brain on the subject into a course or into a digital product and created this massive thing. It is so overwhelming for a client to come into that and see that. So think about it. If you purchase something and you're like, I want to learn all about digital products, let's say. And if you purchase something from me and you were to get inside this course, and you see that there is about 4 years of content to learn and you're going to get a degree afterwards, apparently, that's overwhelming. That's not what you signed up for, right? You wanted to come in and you wanted to learn about X, and now you didn't know that you were getting a college degree. If you had known you were getting a college degree, you would have gone to get a college degree, but this was not what you signed up for today, right? So just because there is all this content inside of it does not mean that all of it is good either. That's the other problem, that this could take us down a larger pricing debate and a larger pricing conversation, and that's a future episode. And we naturally want to give our clients so much stuff. We naturally want to give our clients all the things, all the goods. We're like, let me give you this and let me add in this, but wait, they need this too. And I want to give them this part and I want to say all this stuff. And I want to just give, because that's who we are as entrepreneurs and as business owners, is we want to give our clients all the things because we want to give them a good experience. But when it comes to digital products, that's not how it works. We want to focus on the transformation. And even though we want to give them more of our time and more access to answer questions and more access to our materials, we need to focus on what the actual transformation is. So how do we do that? How do we focus on what the transformation is with a digital product when that looks different than like a coaching program or like a service or whatever we're doing? How do we do that when our business looks the way that it does on one side and we're starting to build out the digital product side? The short answer is good instructional design. Honestly, that's the very short, good instructional design. You need to get really clear on what the point of it is. What is the goal that you want someone to walk away knowing at the end of your digital product? When someone purchases your digital product, whether it is a low cost or a high cost, wherever it falls on that scale, what do you want them to know walking away from it? Like, what is the whole point of it? What are they going to be able to do, know, any of it? If you don't know that goal, then it's just busy work. We are far too busy as adults and have far too much going on. And going back to just the very basics of adult learning principles, we don't have time for that. We need to know the point of it. We need to know that it goes back to there is a point and it applies to our regular life, and we're going to be able to further our learning. That's what we need to know. And if it doesn't do that, I'm not doing it, because it doesn't fall into those categories. Because if you give me busy work now as an adult, it's even more pointless than when I did it as a kid. So think about that when it comes to your digital products. Do not just put something in there because someone told you needed to add in a worksheet. Don't just add in a question because someone told you needed to add in questions. You don't. If you don't need it, you don't need it. Okay? So everything in your digital product, everything that you add in, everything that when you're creating it, has to go back to that goal. If it doesn't, take it out. We're cutting out all the BS for that. That's what good instructional design is going to do. You're not giving everything, because if I can guarantee you the person who had 132 modules doesn't have a goal. Like the goal is too big and there's no point. Like they don't know what they want people to walk away knowing. Okay. So the less but better approach to course design is the way to go. The reason why we want to have that less but better is having less in your course means that you're going to have a higher quality course. And the reason I know that is because everything is going to go back to that goal, and because I'm an instructional designer. But having less in your course does not mean that the price goes down, which is another misconception. People think that just because I'm going to add less to my course and take it away, that I need to lower the price of my course. I'm not going to have as many modules, so I'm going to lower the price. But guess what? You have a higher value because you know that there's really good information in there. Just because you have 132 modules does not mean that the price of your course should be higher. We're pricing our courses and we're pricing our digital products based on the value of it, not based on how long it is. And again, that's a larger pricing debate that we'll get into, but not on this episode because otherwise it would be far too long. And we're trying to keep these episodes nice and short so that you can have little nuggets of information to go out and be able to attack your digital products and actually create them today. So this less but better idea of course or digital product design is that we want your clients to feel like they can go out and accomplish it because they have a clear goal. They know what the point of it is, and everything goes back to that goal. They're going to thank you at the end of the day. You're going to thank you at the end of the day, but they're going to thank you because they're going to feel like they're not doing busy work. And you know that you've pared down all of the information to the very essentials that they need to know, because that's what people want to do. If they're not going to buy your coaching packages and then they want like the bullet points. That's what your digital products are. They're like the pieces, right? The very quick bullet points. Like I need like a nugget of information, and that's what it is. And I don't need all this stuff that's going to happen in an hour-long call with you, because that's more of a conversation we're having that's touching on individual things that we're going to have to work out. That's different than a digital product. I can't get to the meat of someone's individual things in a digital product. That's a coaching call. That's something different, right? Because we're going to have a conversation about that. So you have to remember that everything goes back to that point of what the goal is. What is the point of this whole thing? The digital product that you've created, what is the goal? What do you want people to walk away knowing or being able to do at the end of it? So the idea of quality over quantity still rings true when it comes to your digital product, same way that it did when I talked about it with social media at the beginning when I started this podcast. Same thing. You still want quality. You don't need to add in all the extra fluff. You don't need to add in an extra template just because somebody else has it in theirs that might be a similar topic. You don't need that. Keep it simple. Focus on what the whole entire point of your digital product is. What do you want people to get out of it? Don't worry about what somebody else is doing, because even if it's on the same topic, they are not you. So don't focus on more content. Focus on the value, because around here, what we're doing is we're focused on creating aligned, value-packed digital products. And that does not mean more content. I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Katie Calls BS. You can find more information about our guest and Katie in the show notes below. Be sure to subscribe, share, and review, and don't forget to tag us.